Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, to Hahnville High School. My name is Sean Hayden. I am the assistant principal at one of the assistant principals, and I've got the best job at Hahnville High School because I get to work with coaches and athletes all day long as the guy over athletics. I bring you greetings from our principal, Mr. Jose Gonzalez. He's unable to be here today because our basketball team is playing in round 2 of the playoffs up in Washita Parish, so they ought to be getting somewhere to Monroe right about now. At any rate, we're here today for a very special and very important purpose, to honor the legacy of a true legend here at Hahnville High School, Coach Curley Willis. Coach Curley built the very first baseball program in Hahnville High School's history as the first head coach, and he won the very first baseball state championship back in 1948. He was also the head football coach, and the very next year as head coach, he won the first football state championship in 1949. As such, Coach Curley is commonly referred to and commonly known as the pioneer coach at Hahnville. As most pioneers do, he paved the way for these young men standing here today, and for everyone at Hahnville by the example that he would set. When his coaching days were finished, Coach Curley then became an administrator and principal here at Hahnville High School, where he continued to help build this school into the special place that we all know and love. As I'm completing my own 10th year in administration, I have a newfound respect for the work that he has done and all the jobs that he's done, because he did them all quite well. When I Googled what it means to be a pioneer, this is what I found. A pioneer is someone who sees potential, an innovator who is willing to try new things. When Coach Curley began the football and baseball program at Hahnville High School, he established and created it, and he was doing something that had never previously been done. He saw lots of potential, both in his athletes and in the future of this school. Coach Curley was an innovator who tried anything and everything he could to help his student athletes to be successful. And I'm very proud to say that the coaches and teachers that we have here at Hahnville do the very same thing all day, every day. They try to get the best and the most out of their students and their student athletes. On hand today, of course, you see our baseball team and our head coach, Jared Vial, who is a Hahnville alumnus. Also on hand is a few members of our football team. Many of them also play baseball, and our head football coach, Daniel Luquette. So every time our baseball team comes here for practice or a game, and everyone who walks past this garden, they'll see this tribute to Coach Curley. When our football team, that's perfectly on time because I was just referring to that picture. When our football team walks past this picture of Coach Curley, which will be displayed in the field house, they'll think of him. And they'll know that he set the example for all of us to follow. Men, this gentleman set the bar very high for you as coaches, as players, and everyone who loves this place. So I think his message to you would be to continue to work hard, and good things will happen for you. And so it is certainly fitting, and it's certainly appropriate that we dedicate this garden on our beautiful campus on the day of our home opener of the 2023 baseball season to Coach Curley Willis, Hahnville's pioneer coach. Please enjoy some refreshments and take all the pictures you like. We appreciate everyone coming.
I asked if I could say something. My dad loves sports. Unfortunately, he had one daughter who was totally non-athletic, but he instilled in me a love of all sports. And when I went to Southwestern, which is now UL Lafayette, I now have season tickets for softball, men's basketball, and football, and I go to everything. And I know Daddy came with us to football as long as he and Mama could travel, and then they couldn't anymore. But he was a good guy, and he was truly a gentleman. I told my daddy was Baptist, and I always used to tell people, I said if they had such a thing as a Baptist saint, my daddy would be one of them, because he was such a good fella. And I want to thank y'all for doing this for me. I really appreciate it. As a father, he was wonderful. Like I said, my daddy was 40 when I was born. He met my mom when they were both teaching at Hahnville High School. Sean Hayden said that Daddy was a gentleman, and he really was. He was just a wonderful guy, a wonderful man who started 2 programs that are still functioning and doing well now. It means, I'm gonna cry, it means a lot. It really does, because he loved what he did here, and especially for sports. And like Sonny Savoy said, it was long overdue, this recognition. I just remember my daddy being so good. He loved, now they have a regular flower garden, but my daddy had a vegetable garden. He loved that kind of stuff. But he mostly loved Hahnville. I know he had to retire, because of age, but he always loved this school. He took us to all the games. And so I think that's why I love sports so much, even though I didn't play any. So whenever Hahnville mainly football, whenever they would play close to Lafayette, guess who was there in purple and gold? I always went to everything. And I'd walk up there and then I'd see, Karen, you're here. A lot of my friends, because they knew me and they were so happy that I came, to the games. And I still do that.